Disarrange 1775, your number one live talk show.
What's up, brother?
Hey, pal. How are you, man?
How's it going? Short turnaround here. I feel like we had like a Thursday night football game and then a Sunday football game.
I know, right? It was good. That new time was unique, right?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, we had a nice turnout for the short notice, so yeah, it was great.
No, it was good. How was your week?
I have been suffering from another sinus infection, I guess, that never went away. So I got antibiotics, and I'm starting to finally feel better today. So.
Good. Well, I just wanted you to know that you sounded like a pile of shit the other
day. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
No problem.
I don't know how you sound like a pile of shit. I mean, usually it's your voice, but.
Oh, brother, you sounded like hell. I'm just gonna give you that. Like, it was bad. I just knew you were sick. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I woke up Saturday, the day after we did our show, and oh man, I slept all day. I felt horrible. It's all in my head, and
yeah. You bad allergies too, or is it you think it's just?
I don't have bad allergies, man. It's just it's a nasty sinus infection that's been going around. So,
yes. Kids are good.
Everybody's good.
Awesome, man.
But as good as they can be.
Well, I'm very excited for today's show. Thanks for joining, everybody. My name's Andrew Turner. To my left is my co-host, Matthew Gardner. Together, we host this, Disarrange 1775, your number one live interactive talk show. Last week, we touched on police reform and unveiling corruption. We also spoke about the Supreme Court justice, and we also touched on healthy habits. So if you could, head on over to our YouTube channel and check out episode 20. It is live and ready to rock and roll as we speak. Tonight, we're going to be talking
about... Don't head there right now.
Excuse me?
So don't head there right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. That would be, yeah. Dude, I was on a roll there, man.
No, sorry, bud.
But yes, tonight we would like to talk about COVID and 2 years later, see where we're at as a society, and kind of get you, our viewers, some thoughts and ideas into how COVID has affected you for the good and or bad. Also going to touch on the United States Marine Corps is facing a federal lawsuit for discrimination. I think some of our viewers out there are going to be interested to really find out what that's all about. And then basically we'll just wrap up the show with a good recap and a buddy check. So I thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yep,
being loyal to our Wednesday night slot here on 4 different platforms.
Yes.
And so I would let's hop into our first subject, COVID-19, and 2 years later, where are we at? Where are we at? I think for me, man, Matt, you and I, we were talking about it the other day. I think there's some good that's, I think we have to look at a silver lining of everything, right? Like it was a shitty time for a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people have, lost relationships. Had gotten sick, maybe medical issues. It was a really hard time for people, and I think it's important for everybody to look for a silver lining. And one of the silver linings I think I'm starting to notice that's connected is the idea that, and we've talked about it before, Matt, having a little bit more of a work-life balance.
Yeah.
And that's how that has kind of poked its nose into our society. And I really like that people are focusing a little bit more and they're trying to find that new balance of work and life. Yeah. Along with that, I think COVID has allowed parents the time to kind of look within the school systems and see what the kids are actually starting to learn. I feel with that, it's helped parents become more active in local politics in order to have a better or more control or at least insight on how our kids are being taught into a standardized school system. Mm-hmm. So I think there is some very good things. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard to encompass everything. The past 2 years has been obviously like nothing we've ever seen. I mean, think back to March 2020. I had like an exposure case where someone close to me was exposed, and I was told to go home from work.
Mm.
And then I think the day after or a day after that, everything was shut down.
Wow.
I mean, just shut down. And you didn't know, can I go to the gas station? I did. Like we talked about this before. I was out raw dogging everything, man. I was gas station.
Which actually surprises me because you are a square and in that.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was scary. It was scary, and I think it was very alarming how quickly everybody's life changed.
Yes.
And it put you in a box. But I think some of the good things that came from it, like you said, parents are more hands-on. You're able to see everything that your kid is doing school-wise, and you realize that you can be a lot more involved, or you can be a lot more hands-on with it. It's not, I'm not taking anything away from teachers, because teachers are fantastic, and
and they do have a hard
job. Love them, but you could be a lot more involved than you were before. And I think it made everybody break things down, more simply, the simplicity of what the moment was in life, right? So it took away all the extra crap that was going on. Work was gone, going on trips, going to the movies.
Well, so speaking of the trips is kind of why we're even bringing it up right now. Is I'm sure everybody knows that the mask mandates are being removed. There's been video surfacing throughout the internet of people sharing live of what when they learned about the mask mandate and everybody cheering. So to your point, Matt, you said how quickly our lives change. Don't you feel it's ironic that all of a sudden it stops? Like as soon as it, one night to the next.
No, it's I'll say this. I don't. It is very polarizing, the subject, and it is very political. Unfortunately, I don't. A health subject should not be political, and I think that's very unfortunate through this. I wish that there was just a solid. Opinion or evidence that we could stand on that had nothing to do with this party or that party. But it is absolutely insane how probably about maybe 3 months ago, you just, right about the time that Russia invaded Ukraine, right around that time, I stopped hearing. I mean, literally, you could go to. I joked with a couple of pharmacists when I go to pick up my meds, because I would go there before and there'd be lines, all down the aisles, Kroger, for vaccinations and stuff. And I said, nope, no more vaccinations. So, I mean, am I sitting here saying COVID was a hoax? No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just. It's strange, man. The whole
COVID's going to be around forever. It's not going to go. It's not going to go anywhere. I think it really, for me, it opened up my eyes to a lot of things, both politically, right? And I'm pretty naive when it comes to a lot of things, man. Like I'm like always up in the clouds. Like, I think it was good for me to see how politically it was used, but then also learn the medical side of things and have a different perspective. Just from the people I surround myself with, I've learned a lot. And I probably have more respect for the coronavirus now than I did in the beginning, just because of that.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I think the sad part really was the politicizing of it.
Yeah,
and,
it makes me sick to my stomach, because to your point, you're messing with people's lives. And it's emotion based, right? Like, if someone unfortunately lost a family member and it was ultimately because of COVID. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, and it's Cruz is right. It's psychological weaponry, right? Like it's fear mongering.
And that's I hate that, dude.
I hate it too, bud. But I mean, that's unfortunately, it's just what's used. If you look at every 4 years around election time, there's something new's brewed up. It doesn't, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. It's, Democrats, they're doing their thing to brew up their stuff. Republicans, same thing. It's just, it's unfortunate. Like you said, there was a lot of people that really suffered from the coronavirus. And it was, I believe it was used as a tool, and it's just unfortunate. But I think the good thing is I think we have a grasp scientifically and,
yep,
what's going on with it. So in the future now, it's going to be manageable. So
just like the flu, I think every household is going to have, their standard operating procedures, if you will, on what to do if someone in the family, okay, just kind of like when we were growing up and we had a fire escape plan, how big, I'm sure those are still big, but I just remember for whatever reason that was.
Oh yeah. Did you have the ladder?
I always wanted the ladder, but I never had the ladder.
It's like 50 pounds.
Yeah, dude, I always wanted the ladder because I was like, yo, I could it would be dope to have a way out of the house. Like, I remember thinking this as a little kid I lived in a little town called New Russia. New Russia. Yeah. It's right outside of Elizabethtown.
Was it next to old Ukraine?
What's that?
Was it next to old Ukraine?
No, we actually, we took it over from Putin.
That was a dad joke.
That was, I don't know. I didn't have a really good comeback for that. No, but I agree. Let us know. I want to know what everybody thinks. If you have any good stories of COVID and how it's kind of helped you, I think it's important for us to highlight the good about it, because everybody knows the bad, right? There was a lot of hurt, there was a lot of death, there was a lot of businesses lost. But horrible, yeah, it was bad.
I think people learned a different way to live, and that's dangerous for businesses, right? Because now they don't have to go back. They've learned to enjoy themselves in different ways. People went outside more, people went camping more, people went boating more. Yeah. All good things. I want to take a quick second to shout out to Rodriguez. See you there, buddy. Good to have you back on. Love you. Good to see you.
Shout out, Rod.
But yeah, that's what I took from it. But it's been a whirlwind, man. It's crazy. If you look back 2 years, I hope we never see anything like it again, and I don't think we will. But absolutely insane. Yeah, crazy.
Well, we're gonna have a better understanding on how to react to something like this. Again, it sucks that it happened. Obviously I think we're at the other end of this, and I hope everybody watching was able to find some sort of silver lining and be able to make their lives a little bit better, whether it's more time with your kids, being able to get out more and finding new hobbies, or understanding you don't need to have a normal 9 to 5 and you're working remote, traveling, doing your thing. I just think the possibilities that are moving forward after COVID are going to be very good and could be very lucrative for people. And I'm very happy for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're going to see the mask thing. You're going to see masks probably for the rest of your life. Right.
Yeah.
Some people,
and listen, and I respect that.
I respect it too. I was just saying, it doesn't bother me as long as someone's not telling me how to conduct my personal business. And if someone feels safe wearing a mask, wear a mask, man. If you feel safe wearing a body condom, wear a body condom. Whatever you want to do that makes you feel good, do it.
I agree. And I think, especially as I don't like, not that I have my own personal family right here, but, and I wouldn't want somebody else telling me how to protect my kids, or, I feel it's a parent's responsibilities to weigh the pros and cons of things, or the risks to exposure, and make a educated decision from there that's going to protect your family, right? If you feel you are a masked family and you want to mask up your kid too, I think
it brought a lot of polarizing topics to the forefront. I think it's funny, like before, it's not funny, but before it happened, you know, you were considered to be kind of like a free loving fly by night parent if you brought your kids to school that weren't vaccinated. Right.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then, right. And then now on the opposite side of that, you had more of the predominant right-wing conservative Christian element of the population that wanted to exercise their right for freedom and not get vaccinated. So it's very interesting how those roles reversed. I think that the more polarizing one that I always looked at was the military side of it, where you had guys that were
People's lives were completely affected and because they didn't want, so I'm sure we'll talk about it again. That's all. I don't even want to go down that road.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it because literally, you stand in an assembly line and you get shot with crap. You don't even know what it is, but all of a sudden now you're a freedom fighter. It never made sense to me. I just, if you're in the military, you're in the military. Just.
Well, I think that's a great segue into our next topic. The United States Marine Corps is having a federal lawsuit filed on them for discrimination. We have a Marine captain that is expressing his right of religion, and I want to start off by talking about this part of it. When you first brought this to me, dude, I was like, the first thing I was like, when you go to boot camp and you join the Marine Corps, you are a nobody, right? Like, the Marine Corps is probably has the best process of taking an individual and taking the individual out of it, right?
Yeah, you're not even a nobody. You're a
recruit, but the recruit is
I don't know. Yeah.
So that's instantly I go towards the Marine Corps and the foundations that's been built from war fighters past. If anything compromises the tradition of the Marine Corps, I get very offensive. Or defensive, excuse me. I want to preserve that as much as possible, and I hope that war fighters in the past, I hope that's always been a thing. And obviously, it's been hard because the Marine Corps has changed a lot.
It's changed a lot in the past 5 years.
I believe that every person has the right to their own religious views, but when you join an organization such as the Marine Corps, that individual element has to be removed from yourself in order to go towards the greater goal. The greater goal and mission is to be a war fighter and to win battles, right? I think this Marine captain, if you guys go ahead and look up this article, that it says that in the very beginning, he had no problem with shaving his face and not wearing his turban. Yeah. He said the reason why I felt, and I think this is huge to start with, the reason why I felt okay with it was because I felt that I had to give personally something to the Marine Corps before I went and asked for accommodations. Boom. I love that.
Yeah.
That part of it, because that's what the Marine Corps does for us. And I think it speaks volumes. And him and I had different religious views. We were both brought up completely different. But that right there is the Marine Corps.
Yep. So, well, if you can hear Bruno, he's snoring now. I apologize. But, so this particular captain, he joined in 2017, enlisted as a artillery officer. He's stationed in the stumps, 29 stumps at 311. But he's not the only one a part of this lawsuit now. So they actually changed the Marine Corps order. Manpower and Reserve, the head of Manpower Reserve, changed what could be worn in uniform for this particular faith. It's the Sikh religion, which is the Sikh religion or Sikh faith is the predominant religion or faith of Afghanis. Mm-hmm. They believe very, very much to fight for the oppressed. Actually, the Sikhs were the ones who protected Marcus Luttrell.
Okay.
From the Taliban.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. No so doubt. So great people, right? but there's an element now of this religion getting into, and it's changed in the Navy, it's changed in the Army. They've changed their guides. I know there was a Army specialist, I believe, infantry, who was they created a beret that's shaped like a turban for him.
Okay, actually, I think I did see a picture of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I don't think a Poolee or somebody that isn't even is like trying to get into an organization like the Marine Corps shouldn't have a say on their. You have to go through that process of boot camp where everybody's on the even playing field. Let me ask you, Matt, in your whole Marine Corps career, did you ever was religion ever a topic for you? Like, did you ever ask somebody about the religion? Was it ever a point of contention?
No, I know that, like, even in boot camp, they make it a point.
They give you your time on Sundays to practice.
They make it a point to let you know I mean, religion and faith is a part of the military because you're in a very dangerous job, right? And I think it's very important to be, they want you to be able to exercise that right. And then that's what I wanted to tell you is this captain's joined by 2 Poolees who are also Sikh faith, and they are joined in this federal lawsuit against the Marine Corps because they will not be allowed to join boot camp without shaving their heads or shaving their faces. That's that. I think you and I both agree those are the issues we have. I think it's great. This particular captain, he had the right attitude and he came in like, listen, these are my beliefs. I'm going to give to this great institution first, and then I'll respect. Hopefully, they'll respect me back and give to me, and they did. And I don't know that if this was 10 years ago, dude, that would have happened.
No, I don't think so. Not in the height of the war.
It just happens. No, especially during time of war. It just happens to be the time we're living in, and that's great.
I don't disagree with any of it. I love his forethought before, his thoughts before on what he felt like he had to give. And I think back to our original point, everything in the Marine Corps and boot camp is earned, right? And if that's something that they have to, I want to earn that back because I had to be stripped down to nothing again and go back. I don't know. I agree with it. I hope I don't agree with the Poolees ones though.
No, I don't, because that's the whole point. You're not at that point. You're not, number one, you're not a Marine, and you're not even an individual.
Yeah, you're literally 13 weeks.
You're a part of a platoon, right? Mm-hmm. So, first of all, we don't even know if you're going to make it through boot camp there, killer. You know what I mean? So let's not get ahead of the game here. You know what I mean? So earn your right. Uniformity is key in boot camp, and it's part of the bigger picture. It's showing you that not one thing or no one is bigger than the Marine Corps, right? 100%. And as a unit, we will defeat any enemy in front of us, but not one individual or person is bigger than the Marine Corps. We all look the same: black, white, Asian, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. We all look the same, right? Yep. We all have shaved heads. We have shaved faces. Mm-hmm. We wear green skivvy shirts.
We're all one. I mean?
Exactly.
We move as a unit. We move as one, and that's the bigger picture.
Yes. So the captain, I like his story, and so if you're wondering, I don't think we added this. What his lawsuit is about now is he wants to be able to wear his beard and his turban in combat. And what the Marine Corps.
Can I ask a question on that?
Sure.
I've been out a little bit, but wouldn't that affect his combat readiness? And I mean, I don't want to sound ignorant or not, but how is he going to wear the turban with a Kevlar? Would they have to make a special one?
No. I think when he's not, like, the turban would be in place of the cover, right?
Oh, copy.
Yeah, but I think that the more important thing for him would be not to shave. Right. So he hasn't he shaved when he first came in, but ever since they changed it in gas mask ready, that's right. So the argument with that, Rod, is that what's in his lawsuit is that the Marine Corps and other military units advertise these, hard-nosed, big beard guys with, little amount of gear on, running around doing special ops. So his argument is, okay, if this is the face of combat, if these guys are the face of combat and they have like 2-foot beards, why am I being forced to shave? Why am I told that this is combat and effective when these guys are the face of combat? So I don't know the argument,
because that's hard because when we were in Afghanistan, our gas masks were hours north of us in a quad con that were sitting there for we had to shave every single day, and that's the reason.
Yeah, I think the only times. Well, I think we did. Yeah, Master and Broderick. Remember when he made it shit? Who was it that got caught not shaving? Was it Medina?
There was a bunch of people. He used to walk around with a razor and make you dry shave.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I dry shaved my whole Marine Corps career after that. I never used anything. I just got up and dry shaved every morning. So
get it, pal.
Hey, yeah, well, but yeah. So that's his argument is what? Why do I have to shave and I'm not going to be able to wear a gas mask? And
yeah,
I don't know. I honestly, man, I don't know if that's like proven that the gas mask doesn't work. They say the seal's not as good. I honestly, if you have to wear a gas mask, dude, I think maybe the seal, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be
to Tate's point. He's saying that the modern gas masks, it doesn't affect it like back in the day, like because you get such a strong seal. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe remember you'd have to suck in and you could feel it like tighten around your face. But I don't know, dude.
I don't know either. But I guess like the bigger, the bushier, like I would imagine there has to be a length requirement to where the gas mask would actually be ineffective.
Yeah, because at some point it's sitting on top of facial hair and then
right,
gas just coming.
That is a gray area in that I would like to see how it unfolds. But
yeah. But as far as the Poolees, dude,
they can
hey, guess what, bud? Not to butt. Get in line at the barber shop. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Eyes forward. Right.
Yeah.
So I can earn your stripes, pal. And then
the only thing that I could see is making sure somehow that to make sure that their food wasn't messed with. Like if they truly don't eat pork, right? I feel that they shouldn't have to endure that. They should still have to get the same, but they have to separate them. Just like if you had
vegetarian.
What's that?
You can just have an all vegetarian
for that meal or whatever. Yeah.
And that's fine.
I agree with that, dude. Because listen, you don't want to mess with people's food, especially if it's religious based and it's like that's.
Oh no, that could throw their health way off.
Well, and it's just mentally too. Why I wouldn't want to do that to them.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I won't get into that. But no, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yo, listen. This is. I already know what you did. I bet.
What's that?
You probably just gave them all the pork MREs.
Oh God, dude!
You want to know why? You want to know why I know this, Matt? Other than the fact that I deployed with you, but when I was on the phone with this guy the other day,
oh boy, here we go.
He's going through the drive-through, and I hear him order his food, and then I hear the guy on the other end through the speaker go, as polite as can be, "Sir, would you like to donate 21 or 28 cents to kids that are hungry?" And dude, without missing a beat, this guy goes, "I absolutely would not." And
I was just trying.
Dude, when I heard that, I was like, "Yo, you are an old, miserable man." You could hear the happiness in his voice that he was telling this guy. Without a doubt, he wouldn't like to do it.
You know what I wanted?
What you want?
I wanted my beef and cheddar. I wanted him to shut
Beef
his
and
mouth.
cheddar with extra cheddar on the side.
Yeah, I wanted him to shut his mouth and tell me how much I owed so I can drive to the front and get my meal. Listen, I got kids that are hungry too, bud. No one donates 28 cents to me. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna ask when I'm gonna go to Arby's, and when they ask me, I'm gonna ask them if they can donate that 28 cents to my meal because I'm hungry.
Yeah, listen, he asked politely, and I figured my whole thing was I should answer politely. I said I absolutely would not. I would not like to donate. Thanks for asking.
I guess you had to been there then, man, because it was on
Yeah.
my end. What I was listening to and what I was picturing was hilarious.
I just, dude, it's everywhere, and I'm not saying there's not hungry kids, and I don't know, dude. I don't even know where this money goes. So you can't go anywhere. You go to Taco Bell. It's like, can we round this up for kids with enlarged hearts,
Oh my God,
or kids with
you just made me
defective
think of a song.
earlobes, or I don't know where it's going. Where's this money going? I don't know where it's going.
Okay, let's talk about either. This might have to take some time so we can really look into it, but I want to talk about taking the blockchain concept and putting it into where our tax money goes. I think it's going to be a super interesting topic because everything in the blockchain is transparent with all this digital currency.
Yeah.
You'll be able to track its history forever.
Yeah.
What if our tax system was in the blockchain? What the hell am I trying to say? Structure.
I have no idea the answer.
Anyways, sorry. Well, you just made me think of that when you whatever you said.
I don't even, honestly, buddy, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Very good. Then we'll have to talk.
I'm being totally honest. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
It's back on like the metaverse. So we spoke on digital money, how things are authenticated. And it's interesting. So I think it's literally a question why, if we have the technology.
Yeah.
And it would really show. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. So no, I don't know anything about that stuff. And the more you talk about it, or the more people talk about it, the more confused I get. I never will. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll ever really wrap my mind around.
It's really not that hard once you like take some time to like look into it, understanding the overall concept of it. I don't know. I know enough to have a conversation about it. I don't know enough to know about it.
Yeah. So, I wanted to point out too, we were talking about, yeah, exactly. The morning I was reading Rod's comment, how much the Marine Corps has changed. If you go back and see how much they have bended in the past 5 years, man,
unbelievable.
And they've had to keep capacity, right? I mean, you have to have Marines. But I mean, I remember when they were booting out 12 ribbon war hero sergeants for having a 3-inch tattoo on their forearm, and now you can
picking up staff or something stupid like.
I
was affected by the downsize when I put my package. My package got denied.
They booted out a sergeant that was in Fallujah, and then now they have full sleeves. Which I knew eventually they would go to that, but it just, to me, like, that kind of stuff pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really.
Who's making those final decisions?
If you know that you're going to go to that eventually, which they had to know, like, this is going to happen. The Army is going to do it. The Navy is going to do it. Eventually.
Why does the Marine Corps have to do it?
Why? Because they got to keep up with recruitment, dude. They got it. Eventually, people are just,
Oh, are you talking about allowing?
Talking about what?
You're talking about allowing full sleeves.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm all about it. I didn't like that how they were using, there was back in the day, remember there was a Marine standing guard on like embassy duty, and he was in his chucks, and
Yeah, some tight ass officer didn't like the way he looked.
he had full, dude, he looked like a fucking killer.
Yeah, he looked like a war hero, and this officer probably spent
Like, this isn't the face of
his
the
whole
Marine Corps
fucking
we
career
want.
behind a desk or on a ship or in a backyard field op sipping coffee.
Yep. And he doesn't like the way that perceived made the Marine Corps look. What? Dude, we're not. What?
Yeah, it just takes one asshole.
Man,
And I don't know that officer's name, but if he's listening by chance, then you're an asshole.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's just stupid. So, but yeah, I mean that's how it started, right? And that was right around when they were they made the mandate for SDAs and all that stuff. You know, can I have tattoos and all that stuff? It just I think that they lost a lot of good Marines. They lost a lot of wartime Marines that could have helped train this generation of Marine coming up. And they got rid of them for nothing, man. And not only that, but you know, these guys, a lot of those guys who had done 2-3 pumps and, you know, have all kinds of stuff going on upstairs, you know, you just sent them off to they gave all that for this organization. And then you told them, no, they can't re-enlist because they have a 3-inch tattoo in their forearm.
The amount of money that was wasted on the downsize in terms of training, that's not going to, it's irreplaceable. Unreal.
Yeah.
But,
oh yeah. I mean, especially with those guys. I mean, you talk about, ground combat element. I mean, the amount of time training they put in, yeah, man. But yeah, the Marine Corps has changed a bunch, and we'll try to get major.
We're going to stay on top of it. We're going to watch trends, and we're going to, see if we can obviously put our 2 cents in. But basically, I wanted to hop into a little bit of a recap for tonight's show, and also remind everybody that as soon as this live stream ends, our videos are posted on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. I encourage everybody to go back, check out some old episodes, leave a comment, hit a like. It all helps in the end. Very much appreciate that. But tonight we touched on COVID-19 and the restrictions lifted after 2 years. We've got no more masks on flights. We believe that people have had a better understanding of work-life balance that I think will be continuing to trend in a positive direction throughout people's lives.
We hope. Yeah.
We hope. And also the United States Marine Corps and the federal lawsuit of discrimination. I believe our stance is, if it's earned,
tear it up. There you go.
Sorry, somebody's got a huge
little Nissan out there.
Yeah. Anyways, lost my train of thought. I was going to say something funny, but yes, I believe if you're a Poolee trying to leverage the Marine Corps against its policies and not understanding what joining an organization like that is, you can piss up a rope. Everything in the Marine Corps is earned. And I believe that every religion and faith has a space in the military, especially in the Marine Corps, because what we're training to do is very spiritual for anybody. It's a life and death business. So to practice whatever faith you believe in is a huge, huge thing. But everything has to be earned. I salute the captain and his ideology before even going in, that he knew he had to give a part of him to the organization before he asked for favors.
Yeah, definitely respect.
I respect that. I think that is a commendable approach. And I really, really can't wait to see what he does later on in his career. So with that being said, does anybody have any final words, any thoughts about any topics that we had? If you can't get them in our comments tonight, make sure you shoot us a comment on the videos when they're posted, whenever you get a chance to watch it. We definitely want to check in, see how everybody, what their thoughts are on our topics. And yeah, buddy, you got anything, any closing remarks, bud?
No, I'm interested. I'm interested to see where that goes, the lawsuit, and I'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, it just, you know, it kind of pisses me off a little bit, but
Yeah.
But if anybody who's not in the military or who hasn't been in the Marine Corps, even back in 2008, they made time for your faith. So if you're thinking that they don't do that, then that's not the case at all.
Right.
They definitely allow you to have that time. And yeah, as far as if anybody has any topics, listen, we go through the topics. We're not going to have guests on every week, but if there's something that is on your guys' mind, you want to hear it discussed, you want to bring it to the forefront, you want to bring it to the group here, you can DM us, you can send us a message on our social platforms, and we'll be happy to talk about it. We're trying to talk about all the current stuff as well as military news that's breaking. And we have a couple great guests coming up. Oh, who do we got?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is our favorite fan, Bryson Pajak, your brother. You got to give a shout out to your brother down in North Carolina. So shout out to James.
Shout out to Jameson, my little brother.
Little brother.
There you go. Good job, buddy.
On drum man.
All right, guys, listen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We really, really appreciate the support. Please go and check us out on all our social media platforms and check us out on Spotify, Disarrange 1775 Talk Show. We look forward to seeing everybody next week. Again, thank you for your support. Semper Fi.
Welcome to Disarrange 1775, your #1 live talk show.